Hello there and welcome to the Wandering Wolf YouTube channel. I'm your host, Mark Rhodes. Alongside me, as always, is my friend and fellow Wolves lifer, Mr. Craig Forward. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, sir. How are you doing?
I'm very well, even better now, because we have got on the channel this evening Liam, Ed and Steve from the Wolfpack Howlers. How are you, lads?
Good, thanks, mate. Good.
Fantastic.
Great to see
Lovely.
you.
Lovely to have you here with your Wolves tops on. We should have got the memo. Brilliant, lads. Now we'll start with Liam. How did you guys get together?
Well, nice to see you, lads. Thanks for having us.
That was a pleasure.
Pleasure, mate.
Wish we had some banners, actually. We feel a bit left out. We bring the shirts, you'll bring the banners.
Absolutely.
No, man, we you know, said this a few times to a couple of people who've asked. We were a band already. We were going around playing functions, do's, lots of different events, and Wolverhampton Wanderers asked us to play a gig before the game in the fan zone.
Awesome.
And we were like, yeah, we'll do that, no problem. You know, have a good laugh and play some tunes, and then it was actually Ed who kind of said, we really should try and do some Wolves songs here, lads. We're all Wolves fans. Let's not just play Don't Look Back in Anger like everyone else does, and just do something else. So we started playing a few Wolves tunes, and me, Ed, and Steve got together and started putting a little medley together for the bass player and the drummer who weren't with us at the time.
Right.
They were literally going to rock up on the day and just go with it. And we put this medley together for the lads, and we thought, oh, it sounds pretty cool, and we put it on Twitter, and it just went from there. Really, it went pretty viral on Twitter, and then
Awesome.
We were like, why has a Wolves band never been done before?
I did think that actually. I did think that. So Ed, it was your brainchild of getting the Wolves sound together. It was like you can do a Don't Look Back in Anger song, but make sure you put some Wolves lyrics to it.
Yeah. Well, I think Steve and Scotty, the bass player, had conversations before this as well about because we played another band as well, and we played the Liquidator, which is obviously a big Wolves anthem. We played it at a pub in Wolverhampton, and it went down really, really well. It was the one in Penn, the Mount, I think.
Oh, we've been there many times, mate. Yeah. many times.
So that went really well, and so we kind of had that conversation before. So when this opportunity came up with Liam's band, the Liam Price Music, then I just thought, oh, you know what we should do? It's a perfect opportunity to try some Wolves songs.
Yeah, it's really bizarre that it's not been done before. But I tell you what, you've cornered them, lads, because if anybody tries to copy you, they're not going to do as good a job as you, lads. Because we've been listening to the album. Seriously though, it's a great sound, isn't it, Craig? It's
absolutely, yeah. Well, we were listening to it for a bit of research, weren't we? And obviously with the fantastic gig that you did last week, we're really enjoying that. It's one of them. It's weird that it's not been done before, but you guys have absolutely. I think you just found that sweet spot, and it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Steve, what was it like doing the concert, the play for a pack concert for the Wolves Foundation?
Yeah, it's fantastic. What a fantastic cause, you know, and especially after what Nuno gave out of his own pocket, unbelievable. Just to do it, it was great. On the day itself, it went to Birmingham, unfortunately, but it was a great studio. Got looked after, and the sound quality in the video was brilliant as well. So, and the response from the fans was absolutely brilliant. We're achieving well over our target as well, which is especially after we lost the game as well. You know, it was a proper downer after the game, but after the gig, it was quite a good feeling. You know.
Fantastic. Well, it was a cracking gig, and the songs were absolutely wicked. How long have you been Wolves fans? Is this Liam? We'll ask you first, because has it been ingrained in you from a young age being a Wolves fan, or did you become a Wolves fan later on in life?
No. First off, Mark, I know I have thanked you on the phone, but thank you for what you did for us for the gig.
Oh man, it's a drop in the ocean to what you guys do, blimey! So if I could help you in any way whatsoever, it was an absolute pleasure, and it was lovely to introduce such a great band. So thanks for having me. Really,
thanks, mate.
No
in answer to your question, My first game was 93-94 season, and still got the Tomo program from the game. Proper like Anchorman.
That's amazing, isn't it? It's brilliant.
It was Barnsley at home on a Tuesday night, and I think we lost the game, but I ended up going home at half time because I wasn't very well. But
oh, bless you.
It was vile, mate. Proper vile. But yeah, for me, it was the typical Wolves upbringing. Dad supports Wolves. That's it. Wear that shirt. That's where we're going. So,
no choice.
So that's it for me. And then I remember my dad taking me to as many games as possible. And in the 99-2000 season, he come in and slapped the season ticket on the kitchen side.
Oh, great! The dream.
And like you just said, mate. It was a dream come true, man. I never thought I'd ever get a season ticket at the Wolves, and I was probably 11 years old, 12 years old. It was class. Yeah. So.
Oh, God, is that the same with you lads as well? Like Ed, was this ingrained in you from an early age, being a Wolves fan?
Well, being a Wolves fan was my own decision. So I think sort of growing up in Wolverhampton, it's the only choice, really, isn't it?
My parents... if you want to be popular, yeah.
Well, to be fair, there were a lot of my friends at school. They all supported Man United because when that was like the early
standard.
90s. Yeah, inspired. I was always a Wolves fan. My parents were a bit more nomadic, so my dad's actually Welsh, so he he follows whichever team he lives by. So he was a Wolves supporter, but he doesn't live in Wolverhampton anymore. But he still follows the Wolves like a lot. But I actually had a similar story to Liam about the season ticket, but it was slightly different. It was a Christmas, and when your parents sort of hold something back. Basically, it was about
classic.
About 4:30 in the afternoon. I thought I'd opened all my presents, and then they sort of, I can't remember exactly, but they wrapped up it was a half season ticket with 3 of the lads who lived on my road. And
wonderful.
Great friends. And we all went together. I was about 11 at the time, and that was my first sort of, it was the season John DeWolf, Sheffield Wednesday, the FA Cup run. It was
you picked phenomenal. A good one, mate. You picked a cracking.
And that was kind of my first real kind of time of going to a lot of the games, really.
Yeah.
I had been to games before then with my dad and with my brother. But that's sort of the early kind of Wolves memory for me.
Yeah, and what about you, Steve?
Yeah, I was when the old South Bank was there. My dad was a Leicester fan. He came from Leicester. He met him on Lafayette in Wolverhampton in the 70s. But he was there. So whenever Wolves played Leicester, we went to those games. So I went in the old John Island stand with the old red seats, and I sat standing in the South Bank on my dad's shoulders and tried to get on the back wall if I could, but I couldn't see most of it. But Bully scored a couple. I remember that.
Standard again.
Through the early 90s, we got a season ticket, family enclosure when the Billy White was opened, and then we went to the South Bank after that. But about 8 seasons in a row during the 90s. It was good times. It was all the Neely years that we had. Great players.
Playoff defeats, and 7th and 8th finishes. It's tough. It was tough in the 90s, wasn't it? But I want to ask you. Oh, Bolton! They use John McGinley, man. John McGinley, man, should have got sent off. He literally punched one of our players. He got a yellow card for it, and then he scores the winner. It was like vile. That was awful. Never to be it's about 25 years ago, and I still remember it. So it's as you can, absolutely, yeah. So lads, you've done loads of gigs, and you've done so well, and you are going to continue to do brilliantly. There's no doubt about that. But what's your proudest moment? Would you say since becoming a band? I'll ask Liam, and then I'll go down the line.
Proudest moment, man. It's really hard because it's been pretty roller coaster since it started with COVID and everything. Oh man, we got a letter from Wolves asking us to do the players' end of season do. We were booked for that.
Wow.
And honestly, we went into it with like very innocent intentions, like play a few Wolves tunes, And you got that from the club, and I was like, "Wow, this is amazing."
Big time, man.
Yeah,
and we've had players acknowledge the songs and stuff. But everything for us, just the nice reactions we get, like little kids singing the tunes on videos. But just I suppose that from the club that we were actually going to be booked, and hopefully we will be again one day for another one. But
sure you will.
That was a proud moment.
So did the club just contact you out of the blue, or did you like hand them and say, this is what we've set up?
I was there every day.
You will book us.
I mean, the club. I got a little connection with the club with my wife. She plays for Wolves, so
okay.
I know a few of the guys in the community and stuff like that. The Wolves Foundation. But yeah, it was a lady called Charlie who works at Wolves, and she got in touch with us and sent us an email just to say, we'd like you to play on this day, and it was all going ahead. And then
brilliant.
And then COVID, and I don't know if you've ever been to one of those events. They're big.
No, I haven't.
I haven't been myself.
So get us a ticket, eh? That'd be lovely. No, on in. This is the moment to ask for favours now. It's like Liam, lads, come on, sort it out for us. But I'm sure it is. It's the one night they can let their hair down, I suppose.
Yeah, it's I saw the first kind of one that they did, and it's really grown from there. And it's like something from the Brit Awards now. You had Jackie on the other day. Jackie's like out in the crowd doing interviews and everything. Like, and it's a big affair. Like,
no, is that thing where Sice turned up in like full Blues Brothers like attire? That one,
that's it.
Like full of bling and everything.
What a bloke. What a bloke he is. Now, talking about like Proudest moments and all that stuff, but we are here also to talk about Wolves and how they're doing this season, because, we talk roller coasters. This season has been one hell of a ride one way or another. Let's ask Steve, like, how are you feeling about this season and how it's gone so far?
It was a shock at the start of the season, losing Jota, especially for the fee that we sold him for. But obviously, you've got to think, was he happy? Did he want to go? And obviously, this is a business world, football is business, isn't it? But you're hoping that the signings that we made would do the business. But we had a bit of an unlucky time with injuries, didn't we? And it's been a bit unfair on people like Silva, because he's only a kid. I know he's 35 million quid, it's a massive amount of money, but it's to chuck him in the deep end like that and go on, score some goals. It's not easy, because like taking over Jimenez's role is it's hard, and obviously with Wolves as well, they miss the fans. It sounds like with Liverpool as well. That's why West Ham are doing so well at the moment, I reckon, because there's no fans in the stadium.
It's so true. But, it's so true. I'll tell you what, it tells you a lot, doesn't it, about fan bases and how it affects games.
Really, yeah, absolutely. And then I talk about the fans so much, in high regard that he has for the fans, and so hopefully after today's announcement, it won't be too long before we can get back in the stadium. But they've missed the fans, and it's just we've had a bit of a rocky road with transfers. I think it's just been we've been a bit unlucky, or maybe we've been lucky in the past 2 seasons with injuries that we haven't had, I suppose.
I think we've been very lucky with injuries. I think we've probably overachieved as well, to be honest, with the squad that we've got. But Ed, what are you thinking? You thinking a top 10 finish is doable, or are you expecting more from the end of the season?
Yeah, I actually said, I remember talking to Steve actually earlier in the season. I said I think we'll probably finish between about 9th and 12th this season, and that was right at the start of the season. I just felt with losing Doherty, losing Jota, I always felt it was going to unsettle us a little bit. But it's funny, I was talking to someone else recently about this and about transfer fees and people, we waste all that money on Silva. But yeah, the transfer market is a lottery, and some you'll win and some you won't. Look, how much did we spend on Neto?
Yeah,
10 million.
Willy Bolly.
I don't know.
Moutinho.
Well,
5 million for him. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, we
should be paying him 5 million a year. I don't know about paying 5 million for him.
Yeah, he'd be worth. Well, I just think Neto now for me is he's my favourite player at the club at the moment.
He's 6 figures, mate. We're going to get 6 figures for him.
It's unbelievable, and so I think it's like you take a gamble on a player. Silva could still come good as well, but I think generally with what we've done in the transfer market, it's been really good, and the investment in youth I think is the way to go. Do you know what I mean? Because yeah, and so I think if we finish mid-table this season, I think that'd be a really, really good season for Wolves.
I agree,
and I always think I just love the fact that we're in the Premier League. I feel like supporting Wolves since I was a young guy, and just like we had that little flirtation with them under Mick, didn't we? And Dave Jones. But this is like a different kettle of fish now. We're an established Premier League team, and I'll just never take that for granted. I'll just always be thankful for that, to be honest. So.
But you can't now, you can't take it for granted, can you? So I know a lot of people say, "Oh, we're a different club now, we're a different beast." I know, but we were a League One side, and for older fans such as ourselves, we remember, the Sherpa Van Trophy being like, as big as the World Cup to us. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's about perspective, though, isn't it? It's about perspective and seeing what we are doing and where we're going to go. Like, our squad is only going to get better now because, as you rightly said, we're buying these young players to get established in the team and hopefully have a long contract, and then sell them on for ridiculous fees, because the best thing we could have done is got Johnny and Neto to sign 4 or 5 year contracts, because we ain't selling Neto for anything less than 100 million now.
Oh yeah,
we're just not, because I can seriously see that lad at 20 years old being the next Ronaldo. And I know that's big talk, big strange, silly talk, but I just really think he's that good. I think we've got a real world-class superstar in our hands, and I think we should just buy the team to go around him.
Yeah, I agree. Build the team around him.
Yeah.
So, because, as I say, if we sold Jota for 45 million, he's worth way more than that.
Oh, so much more. Yeah.
The difference is though, Steve, is that Nuno wasn't playing him. That's I think he wasn't getting the minutes that he probably should have done. I don't think for whatever reason he either got on with Nuno very well, or he didn't fit in the style of play that we got it. But he wasn't. He was on the bench, and at the time, like for me personally, I thought 45 million was great business for both teams. Yeah. But now I'm thinking it was terrible business. I'm with you. Absolutely terrible. But
he was hit and miss Jota, wasn't he? Sometimes he did get missing sometimes in games, didn't he? But he was. I always said he was either brilliant or he was missing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But Liverpool, he's just been brilliant all the time, hasn't he?
And now they've missed him. Well, you can tell how much they've missed him. He's a quality player. Now, Liam, I'm going to ask you about the sound of your band, because there is a certain sound to it. Like, I was listening to a lot of the songs, and I was thinking, oh man, no. I was thinking more like Style Council, and and I don't know, just that type of Weller type vibe to it. It's like, well, you seem to be happy with that, so I'm going to go with that. But when I was listening to it, I was really, really thinking, wow, this is brilliant. Is when you're practicing and you're putting the lyrics to a certain sound that you want for the song to be, do you think about that, or do the lyrics come before the tune, or does the tune go with the lyrics? Because with the Dendonka song, which I particularly like,
you love that one.
I really, really do. I was like, I couldn't get it out of my head, and that's a good thing with the songs. Is that something that you think about when you're writing a song?
Yeah, I think you'll know this, Mark, as well with your background, but you can have it sound one way on the record, and then when you play it live, like when we did Dendonka, for instance, as you just said, on the record, that sounds like the Inikamo's version, the original, 90s R&B tune, But when we play it live, actually, and we strip back to acoustic and keys, it's actually it's got a bit of a jazz feel to it. So
nice.
On that gig you watched the other night, we play
so good.
We play that last, and because it was just me, Steve, and Ed that night, you play it differently and it sounds differently. So, and then when you sing songs like Jam Martino, I joked with Chaz and Dave, but it has got that knees up feel to it. Like you've all just rocked up at a pub, set up in the corner, and it's like, oh yeah,
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think we need that, especially in our lives at the moment.
I was listening to the album the other day, and it's just got that power to cheer you up instantly, and it's got I'm thinking about summer beer gardens.
Aren't we all, Craig? Aren't we all?
Get that one. Just come round my house, get set up in the garden, get loads of beers out, absolutely brilliant. It's just what you need.
Well, that'd be great.
I think there's a lot of change in the album. There's a lot of different genres, and when you sing on a record and it's been in the studio, it'll sound different to how you sing when you're live.
Yeah.
Probably Weller was a good example of that, because he went through the Cockney stages early on, but then actually when you listen to a lot of Paul Weller, he's a soul singer.
100%. Yeah,
whether you like it or not. So, I think there's an element of masking the voice a little bit for certain tunes to make it sound a certain way.
Fair, and it makes it your own, and that's that's very, very important as well going forward. Yeah. So what is the plan going forward, lads? Because obviously, fingers crossed, we are coming out of this horrendous time for everybody. So, summer's coming, got festivals, fingers crossed we get to a stage where we can have crowds and audiences watching your band playing. Is that something that you would like to do? Have you got the wheels in motion there, or I see Ed he's nodding his head. Is that how you feel? That's what the plan is going forward.
I think we're all chomping at the bit to get back out playing live. It's been really nice to be able to play some stuff online, and the album during the pandemic, and the album really was in many ways a product of the pandemic, because we couldn't play live, so we decided to make the record, which was really good as well. And we probably would have done anyway, but whether we'd have done it so quickly and because it was all our efforts were put into that. But I think definitely in terms of sort of future plans, a big one for me would be to play the stadium with a packed Molineux. That would just be for us to play, because they have had music in the centre circle. A friend of mine, Alex Ohm, has played at half time. He's a singer with a band called The Lions, and a guy called Ryan Evans, another local singer-songwriter, played at half time as well. So they do have music. So I think that would just be amazing. I'd love that. And a lot of the people in the stadium would have the album, and so it would be quite a joyous occasion. I really think it'd be really nice.
Yeah,
that's the thing, isn't it? Steve, I'll ask you, because it's worked out probably in your favour here, because the people that are all on Twitter getting your album, they're all Wolves fans. They are chomping at the bit to get to the game, and to see the Wolfpack Howlers, you've done 14 songs that can be sung on the terrace now. You really have. So if you can do a concert in the middle of Molineux, I reckon it's going to be amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I completely agree. We got more to go as well, obviously. I remember I was in the 90s. I actually had a little blue book, and I had to think about all the Wolves songs we sang. I think it came to about 72. That was in the 90s. We think about songs we sing now. You think of like Villa and Arsenal. They've only got about 3 songs, haven't they? We've got lots of songs. We've got lots and lots of songs. So there's more. There's definitely more we can try and do towards the future as well. I like playing in the pubs as well, just to get the crowd going beforehand as well. I mean, that's what I'm looking forward to. We only did a couple of gigs in pubs. One was the Golden Lion. That was a quite highlight. I love that. Wow. It was great, and everyone there loved it. They were going crackers, and I think I'm looking forward to that.
Even the old Billy turned up at half time.
Fantastic. Well, that's a gig that's going well then.
Oh yeah.
That's going well then.
They had a look round and they were like, yeah, all right, we're happy with this.
Sound. Start having a dance.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, this is all right. This is. Yeah. So, league position wise, where do you think we're going to finish this season? I'm going to ask you who you think's going to win the league, where we're going to come, and who's going to get relegated. Now, before a couple of weeks ago, you would have said that the bottom 3 were, that's it, see you later, job done, bye. But now it's getting a bit, squeaky bum time for a certain team in the northeast, I would imagine. But I'll see what you think. Liam, I'll ask you first. Who's winning the title? Where are we coming in the league? And who's the 3 teams that are going down? Hopefully we're not in the 3.
I think at the moment, Mark, you can't look past City, can you? And I think any team who's won the league, you look at the defence and you go, okay, it's the defence that starts it all off. Like Liverpool at the minute, they haven't changed their front three, but they're not. At the end of the day, if you can see goals, you ain't winning the game. So they've signed Ruben Diaz, haven't they? They've got John Stones playing like a new man, and then you've got. Is Mark still there? I thought he'd gone. Yeah, so City to win the league.
No, I'm here, mate. I'm here.
City to win the league, and I'm going to go Wolves. I think Wolves will. I thought we might make a late push, but I just don't think we've got enough this year. And I think 9th, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say about 9th, yeah.
All right. And who's going down?
Do you know what? I think Fulham are going to sneak it, I think they're playing well. I watched them.
They are.
Playing good football. So I'm going to go Sheffield United, West Brom and Newcastle.
Yeah, okay. Ed, I don't know whether Ed agrees. Let's go with Ed. Who's winning the league? Where are Wolves come in? And who's your bottom three?
Yeah, Man City, I think, have just got it sewn up. And I really wish I'd put a few quid on them, because when they're languishing and they started on that run, I just had a funny feeling that they were going to really push up. But they just look unstoppable now. And that's just kind of an easy one. Where we finish, I kind of agree with Liam. Actually, I don't think we're going to make Europe, unfortunately. But 2 7th place finishes has been fabulous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to just copy Liam's answers, so I'm going to have to say something different. But I'm just going to go. I'll probably go with 10th.
Okay.
I think there's a few teams who are playing quite well, who are in that top half, just below the European places, who are probably I could see us finishing 8th maybe, but I think it'll be between 8th and 10th. And bottom three.
It's the hardest one, isn't it? Really?
Well, yeah. I fancy Fulham to get out of it as well. So I'm gonna put Newcastle in there with Sheffield United in the baggies. So yeah, I agree. There's always a team, isn't there? There's a team who comes out at the end.
Yeah, a late push, yeah.
Yeah, there's always a team who goes on the run, and if anyone's going to do it out of the three of them, it's definitely Fulham. So I'm going to go with that as well.
Yeah, they play the best football out of the three teams at the bottom, don't they?
Yeah.
And finally, Steve, what you got, mate?
To win the league, definitely Man City. I think they look on fire, don't they? Can't see anybody catching them. The only team that you compare them to is Liverpool, and they've just fallen by the wayside. So, to Wolves, I reckon we're going to finish mid-table, 11th, 12th, something like that. We've been quite lucky now. A couple of victories we've had. We battled hard, but it's been a battle. I don't think we quite got it. There are teams stronger than us at the moment, so mid-table will be a fair reflection, I reckon. To go down, I reckon the three teams that are they're now going to go down.
Oh, you think Fulham are going to go down?
Yeah, I do. I think Bruce will pull it out of the bag somehow. I think if Fulham go on a run of a couple of defeats, I reckon they'll start to fall. So I reckon Bruce will get them out.
Hopefully Newcastle don't start their run against us next game. That would be disappointing. That would be very disappointing.
But Newcastle's been losing Callum Wilson, hasn't it?
Massive.
If Wilson hadn't picked up that injury, I would have said, without a doubt, I think Newcastle will steal, because he'll get him the goals, and he also, not just the goals, he stretches defences, he runs in behind. He's a bit similar to Vardy in that sense. That to be honest, watching him this season, I wish we'd have gone and got him. Actually, I was just about to say he's a good. Would have been a good fit, wouldn't he? Problem is that we obviously already had Raul, who's our main man. He went to Newcastle because he knew he was going to be the main man, didn't he? Whereas, he ain't sitting on the bench, is he? For us, so that would have been the issue there. But I think with Wilson injured, it's going to be touch and go now.
Given with Callum Wilson,
what do we think?
It's like
what's that, mate?
Callum Wilson, like it's a given with Callum Wilson that there's going to be a spell where he's out for 3-4 months. Yeah, there is that. Yeah. There is that. It's the Darren Anderton syndrome. It's sick now. Marcel, it's made of papier-mâché. What's that about? Yeah, but fingers crossed he can come back and he can have a run of a game. That'd be great. It really would. Lads, it has been wonderful to chat to you. Onwards and upwards with the Wolfpack Howlers. I think you are a breath of fresh air in an otherwise horrendous time for us all. So thanks for making us smile. Craig, what you got to say on the matter? I know you're a massive fan of these lads.
Yeah, I just kind of alluded to it earlier. I just can't wait to get out in the sunshine, see you guys in a beer garden somewhere, or like I say, sky's the limit. Never mind playing at half time. I think you should have your own gig at the Molyneux after.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
We'll be there, wherever it might be. We'll be there, having a few beers and having a dance, and that's exactly what we need. And I think Mark's right what he's saying. You guys have obviously sort of got your name out there a lot, sort of on Twitter and all that kind of thing, on social media during the pandemic. Everyone's at home and looking for things to cheer them up, and this has just been absolutely brilliant. And I think I'm not alone in saying when we can go out again, we're all going to be absolutely drunken idiots dancing around all over.
Yeah. Good luck with us, like going, hey, we know these lads.
I apologise.
Basically, out of the pandemic, we're going to get the Civic Hall open and have a blast off, and then we'll play after. Yay.
Oh yes, blast off.
That's the dream. Boris, don't take that dream away from us. Okay. Lads, it's been an absolute pleasure. Wolfpack Howlers on Wandering Wolf. Cheers, lads.
Thanks,
lads.
Thank you.
Thank you.